Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today's Monday, November 28th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and then we'll get started shortly. Hey Karen, morning. Let's see, a couple more things here to update. And I think we should be good to go. So I marked up this trade over here for US30. Looks like it's about to hit TP. It was pre-market, so I didn't take it. It's too close to market open, but I just marked it up to, basically see where it plays out. Just gonna update a couple more things here. Hey, Kenny, morning. One last thing, and we should be good to go. All right, solid. Yeah, I noticed that too, Maddie. Maddie said it's 77% short right now, like the highest he's seen in a while. And I agree. Yeah, no, it's super high. So let me go ahead and yeah, and just hit TP. So this was the entry that just came up right here pre-market. It came up at about 6:17 a.m. This over here pretty much shot down, went straight to TP. I was gonna take it, but it was just too close to market open, so I just didn't want to risk it. So I just marked it up and I followed it. So let's see what we got over here. So I'll explain shortly why I'm using a different symbol. I mean, most of you guys already know it's the same thing, but for the guys that don't know, I will explain shortly. So let's get a few more moments for people to make their way in, and then I'll discuss it in a bit so I don't have to explain it to everybody again. Hey, Maria, morning. So good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend, great Thanksgiving, great long weekend. It is 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. So hopefully all you guys have well rested weekend. You guys ready to get back into this trading week. As you guys can see right here, I marked up an entry. There's a sell entry here using the momentum scalp strategy. As you guys can see, 10-minute was bearish, 5-minute was bearish momentum here as well. And a solid entry right here for a full TP. If you guys are just joining the room, as you guys can see, I'm using a different symbol, which is YM. YM is the future symbol for US30. So if you guys are not familiar with how US30 operates, US30 basically is the indice that copies YM. YM is the main asset. YM and MYM, which is the E-mini Dow Jones future, which is the actual raw data. The reason why I'm using this now, you guys can't necessarily use this because if you guys don't pay for the data, it's not real time, it's delayed. I paid for this data here. And the reason why I paid for it is because US30, the data we were using previously has been like having issues with data, right? So you guys have noticed like over the past couple of weeks, past couple of months, actually, we've been having our US30 chart data freeze and or it's been kind of laggy or late, right? So that's the reason why, I made the initiative to go and just pay for the data here so that we have actual real-time data during our live sessions, because when we're scalping live, you need to have like the most real-time data and as accurate data as possible. So that's why I paid for it here. You guys can pay for it as well if you want to, but you don't need to because you guys will be looking at my screen anyways. During these live sessions, you guys will see that the sessions may be a little different because pricing is different on YM due to the fact that it's just, it's the raw price. It's not going to affect us too much though, because we're not really entering off price anyways. We're entering based off of the, movement. So it's not really going to matter too much here. But I'm looking over here from my data and looking over here at FTMO. It looks like this is actually faster. So we'll see. Yeah, Dejan said currency.com was acting like MFF. Yeah, no, exactly. That's why I had to go and pay for the raw data here. The raw data is not expensive. It's like about $4 or $5 a month on TradingView. On different platforms, it's probably like 15 to $50, if not more. If you wanted the actual, there's different types of data you can buy. This data is only $4 a month. There's other data you can buy, which is like over $100. But I think this will pretty much do the job. I'm looking at this, and this is actually moving faster than FTMO. So we might even get better entry points using these. So anyways, guys, market's going to open in about 4 minutes. And we will get started shortly. So I got a couple other assets here open, pretty much all the indices. I'm not going to trade NASDAQ. This is NASDAQ over here, and this is S&P. I'm not going to trade it, but I will have it just, open. So if we get some downtime, we'll just take a look and see if there's any entries. I don't trade them, so I can't really tell you what the TP stop loss would be, but it looks like it's about the same as what we would use here for US30, also known as the Dow. So we'll just call it the Dow now. We won't call it US30 because realistically it is the Dow Jones. It's E-mini Dow Jones future. So we'll just say Dow 30, which is equivalent to US30, same thing. Anyways, guys, market's going to open shortly. And there's no news till 9. Thanks, Maddie. I checked that earlier. I just wanted to confirm again, but you did confirm with me, so looks solid. Let me just go ahead and mark up the overall direction here. I mean, you guys can already tell that it's probably going to be, one-sided. Sentiment over here is 76% short. Fundamentals are currently down 200 points. Yeah, 200 points. 4-hour trend is bullish, obviously. 1 hour is bearish, surprisingly. So it looks like things might be following to the downside. It looks like all of these here are bearish, so the 4-hour might be making its way down. Yeah, it looks like it might come down for a bit, maybe not like forever, but until like probably the next couple of days. If you guys have noticed US30, typically US30 is super bullish towards the end of the year. So we need this like short-term bearish drop, and then it's probably going to swing right back up. Like pretty much all of December. So got everything marked up right here. As you guys can see, it's a mixed bag. It's not one-sided. So we got retail sentiment indicating that long-term direction is going to be bullish. Fundamentals are down. So these are completely opposite. 4-hour trend is bullish, while the shorter time frames here are bearish. So got to be a little cautious with our entries here. I'll follow the breakout, but I'm probably not going to take it because, as you can see here, it's not one-sided. If this is all one-sided and pointing one direction, yeah, I'll possibly take it. But right now, it's not one-sided at all. So I'm probably going to be looking, in both directions for today, just depending on where price goes. Other than that, we don't really have news today until 9 o'clock. So I think we're good on that. Other than that, I think that's about it for now. We actually have news right here at 7:30 on my FX book, so I'll mark that up on the calendar. Yeah, so we actually do have news today at 7:30. It's not on Forex Factory, it's on my FX book. All right, guys, market is going to open in about a minute. All right, market is opening in about 1 second. So market is now open right here. If we get a strong green candle, that will technically be the breakout. So you guys can see how big of a push it is, right? It's huge, huge push over here. Yeah, it's a big ass. Sorry, it's a huge. I change this real quick. I was like, man, this thing was a big range. All right, so this right here would technically be the this candle is way too big. I'm definitely not going to take this for the breakout. If you guys want to follow it, feel free, but this candle is just way too big. It's knocking out all the liquidity from like last week, because you can see how far, like this right here was dropping pretty much from this morning. So it's knocking out all the liquidity right here, but it's just way too big of a push. Like this definitely has to retrace. Yeah, I'm definitely not taking the breakout here. I'll mark it up for you guys. You know, this here is not even a strong green candle. There's a big wick on top, so I wouldn't take it. Right there. I mean, it's an iffy entry. Obviously, I'm not taking this trade here for, you know, a couple obvious reasons. Yeah. So we'll see where it goes, but I'm not going to be taking this trade here, you know, at all. Looking over here at the short-term direction, this here is looking to push its way up. One of the main issues here as well is that it's coming close to the sessions right there. So it's probably going to break through and hit TP, but I'm not going to risk it. So we'll follow it here, but, you know, I'm not going to take it. There's a lot of red flags here. The entry candle had to push through this session right here. Also, this candle here had a huge wick on top. Also up here, there's another session. So there's just a lot of red flags right here where you don't want to take entry. Because, you know, it's going to have to retrace at some point. It's probably have to retrace to maybe this session here before pushing up higher, or it might can just shoot, it maybe just come right through and hit TP. But there's just too many red flags here, indicating that this is a very risky entry. So if you guys took it, I do recommend moving your stop loss in profit, because once it gets near the sessions up here, it can really go either way. It can either blast right through it, or it can come down and bounce off it and come back to entry at some point. So just, you know, keep that in mind. I don't think this is going to be super safe. There's just a lot of issues here indicating possible retracement. But I do think it'll eventually hit TP. So yeah, looking at this here, it's pretty bullish. So we might be looking for buys today. If this ends up closing, we'll look for some buys. We got to wait for this 5-minute candle to, or actually this is fine because we had the 5-minute buy signal prior. We need the 10-minute here to close. So this is the main one that we have to look for. If this here closes, then we'll start looking for some buys. But until then, you know, we're not going to be looking for any buys just yet. Yeah, Maddie said, yeah, this candle OD. Gonna wait for retracement. Yeah, no, same here, Maddie. So this 10-minute candle still has 6 minutes in it. Still has some time. But that's what I'm gonna be waiting for. I need this here to actually close with the buy signal, and then we'll catch the retracement and continuation to the upside. This is a breakout right here. We'll set an alert. So if it does hit, you know, we'll know. So I can give you guys an update. So as you guys can see here, as price got near the sessions at this point, it started to be a little iffy, right? It's starting to bounce around. It's not necessarily shooting straight up through TP, but it can. So not that it can't, but it can. It's the only issue here is that it's kind of bouncing around a lot. So just want to be a bit cautious with, you know, this type of entry. So what I'm looking for here is I'm still waiting for this to close. Once this closes, we can start looking for buys. At the moment, we're kind of in the middle right now because the 5-minute here is bullish. The 10-minute here is still bearish until this closes. And the 1 minute over here is pretty high up. So it's due for retracement. Looking over here at the NASDAQ, everything here is pretty much bullish as well. We're waiting for the same thing. We need this 10-minute here to close and this 5-minute. This candle is going to close in about 13 seconds. If this does, and this one over here does as well, then you can probably start looking for buys here on NASDAQ. So I'm not trading NASDAQ. I just open this up to show you guys, you know, some possible entries here, because I know some of you guys do like to trade NASDAQ. Price is blasting right through and it hit TP. So if you guys took the breakout, full TP right there, I'll just give you guys an update. I didn't take this trade, so it's not going to count. Obviously, it's just going to be one of the trades that we identified. And if you guys wanted to take it, solid. So full TP on the breakout today, covered on the All right, so if you guys are in this position, make sure to close out. You can see right here where it's rejecting off the sessions. It blasted right through, hit the TP, and then now it is, it's retracing down pretty heavy. Here's Narith over here. Nice work, Narith. He took the breakout, full TP over here for 6,520. Looks like you actually entered a little early. This is the entry that we looked at prior to it blasting right through. So Narith over here took it, total profit of 6,520. So solid work right there, Narith. Same right here with Kenny. Kenny took the breakout, total profit of 195. Great work, Kenny. So as you guys can see, if you guys can fully analyze it and identify the direction of price. So like we identified it prior, it was iffy because it hasn't confirmed, but we did identify that it was going to possibly be bullish if price continued to, push up. And that's exactly what happened there. So great profit by you guys here. If you guys have any more profit to post up, feel free. Otherwise, we'll keep waiting for another entry here, but you guys can see where price bounced off of, right? So this is what I was worried about. I said price can either blast right through it or it'll bounce off the sessions right here. And that's exactly what happened. It actually did both. Price blasted right through it, spiked up to full TP, and then now it's bouncing directly off the session. So you can see from these candles right here, this candle wicked directly off it, and this candle right here is having trouble getting past it. So these sessions here are really key. This is why it's important that you guys use these to your advantage, because this is going to be your game changer, whether you win or lose a trade, or knowing that you'll win or lose a trade. This here was basically luck, right? It's luck that price spiked up, hit TP, and then came back down. It could have done the complete opposite and bounced directly off here without hitting TP and came right back down. But other than that, I'm glad to see that it hit TP. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here locked in profit off it. Kevin over here as well. Nice work, Kevin. So Kevin locked in 10,049 for the day, all wins and no losses. Nice. And he took the breakout as well. So great work right there, Kevin. Yeah, he actually got in a little early right here, it looks like, and it went right through and he just held on to it till full TP. So great work right there, guys. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here kicking off the week proper. Still got some time, so we're gonna be looking for it as price continues to push around. I see Tasha over here said she took the breakout and trade from last night for partials, total profit of 494 for the day. Great work, Natasha. All right, killing it right there. We got Cameron over here as well. Cameron here took the breakout too, full TP, nice profit of 2,610. Nice work, Cameron. So I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here taking the breakout, letting it hit TP. Yeah, man, breakout's still a good trade. It's just depending on, your risk appetite. For me, I don't really have a huge risk appetite because you guys know how I trade. I'm pretty conservative. Unless I feel really comfortable about a position, I'll take it. But there's just too many red flags here for me specifically. Sessions, and this candle here was quite big. So looking over here at NASDAQ, the breakout was actually right here as well. So the NASDAQ had the same entry right here, and it also hit full TP. Let's refresh this. Or sorry, this isn't NASDAQ. This is US30. Yeah, NASDAQ over here it actually pushed up from, let's see, right here as well. It went right through the sessions though, so this obviously was, a very risky entry. But NASDAQ would hit breakout here as well if you guys were taking the breakout for NASDAQ. Also looking over here at S&P, same exact thing right here. It did the same thing right here as well. So entry was actually way earlier. So if you guys took S&P, this is actually, it was a smoother entry because the entry actually came from way earlier down here. Actually, no, I'll take that back. It's from right here, and it's technically still running. So I'll keep these up. We'll just bounce in between them. I'm not taking trades on those time frame. On those assets though, but we'll just, if there's downtime, we'll take a look. So looking over here, the buy signal never closed on the 10. So this here is indicating that we have an issue, right? Because in order for us to take buys here for this momentum scalp, we need the momentum here to line up on the 10. So what I'm looking for here is either for this to close with an invalid or for it to swing back down. If it swings back down, that's perfectly fine because this is just correcting right back down to where it was earlier, right? So if this comes back down, then no big deal. We have about 9 minutes left on this candle, so it's got a long time to go until this candle here closes. So we'll have to see if this closes with a buy signal. If not, then we're just going to swing back down. We'll start looking for some sells. So no biggie here. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back down anyways. Let me check the news real quick, see if there's anything that's updated. All right, so this is stocks fall as Chinese COVID protest dampen market sentiment. So we'll see. I mean, good thing that they are protesting over there, because I can't imagine going through COVID again here, right? COVID lockdowns and all that. That's crazy. I can't even imagine going through that situation again. I mean, actually, it might be cool for us too, because if we go into lockdown, I think that's where a lot of you guys made the most of your money trading with me, right? Because we were able to trade live every single day. You guys had no distractions because everyone is either off work or working from home. So, I mean, I guess, thinking back on it, COVID lockdowns weren't necessarily horrible in other aspects, because a lot of people were able to, take their trading full time. But I mean, just not being able to do anything was probably the worst thing. Anyways, back to the 10-minute over here. We have about 8 minutes left on it. We have a pending invalid signal. It's fine if it's invalid, but we just need that buy signal there to close, right? If that closes, then we can continue looking for buys here. If not, then we'll have to wait for price to drop a bit lower. So we'll see where it goes here. And if you guys are just joining the room, just an FYI, I'm using a different asset here. You guys can see that I'm using YM. The reason why I'm using YM is because we had a lot of data issues with the US30 asset for the past couple months. So what I did was I paid for the actual data here. So I paid for this data here. This is all paid for. You guys can pay for it, or you don't need to, because I have my screen up. So you guys will be looking at my screen anyways. But I pay monthly for this data here. So I have real-time data. I got tired of currency.com freezing up on us, and then FTMO being frozen as well. So I wanted to pull the actual data here so that we can see exactly where it's going. This is really important if you guys are day trading, because you guys, a split second can mean the difference between a win or a loss. So that's why I'm using the actual live data here. And YM is the same thing as US30. It's just that US30 copies YM. YM and MYM is the future data. The index is just a copy of it. So it basically mirrors what happens on this screen here. So no difference here. It's just that we have better data. It's more real time. And it's going to help us, identify these entries without having those big price gaps whenever a market freezes. Or not really market, but the data. So other than that, let's see. We don't really have anything going on right here right now. Price is starting to push back up. This is completely fine if it does push up. We just need this here to close with a buy signal. If we have this close with a buy signal, then I'm all for price going up. If we don't have a buy signal here, then I actually want price to come back down, because we need these to be aligned with each other. And if this comes back down further, then the 5-minute here is likely to come down as well. You can see price is just retracing back down. We had this big gap up right here on open. So I'm going to go ahead and mark up opening price over here as well. So that is opening price. We just had that big gap up right there on open, and then now price is coming back down for the retracement. Oh, and also, so this is a cool thing too. I was telling Maddie about this. So we have the DOM right here, right? So you guys can see how there's these numbers right here. This is the reason why I bought the data, because you can see where people are placing orders. So you can see right here that there's a number right next to price, right? So these are pending orders. When people are entering trades here, because people are day trading and scalping US30 all throughout the day, right? We can see where people are actually entering trades. So you can see right here where it says 4, right? 11, 10, etc. Like whenever you see these numbers right here, these are how many orders are being placed on both sides. That's why you see price here kind of bouncing up and down, right? Because they're fighting with each other, the bulls and the bears, right? People who are buying on this blue side are pushing price up. So you can see all the orders right here getting filled in. The thing that you want to look for is the huge numbers, right? If you see like a big, like 100 lot, not even 100 lot, 100 would be considered like 1,000 lot, right? So you can see right here where it says 5. This is like per contract size, which is equal to a 1 lot on a normal broker, or on FTMO, this is considered like a 600 lot. So this is a 700 lot, and you can see how people are entering orders right here. This is another thing I wanted to make available to you guys, because the cool thing here is, say, for example, we're entering a buy here, right? If we're entering a buy, if you see a bunch of orders here for a sell, you probably want to not take that buy, because price is going to push down. So you can see here, our price is pushing down. You can see the numbers here start to change, because you can see the orders coming in, whether the buy or sells. And the thing is, I bought this data from like the actual futures exchange. So I can see the real orders that are coming in. Like these aren't no bootleg brokers, right? This is like the actual Chicago Mercantile Exchange, where like these orders are coming in. So this is another tool. I'm always looking for ways to improve, our probability here and make trading as profitable as possible for you guys. And these are tools here that are very useful. So that's why I paid for this stuff out of my own pocket, to show you guys, for free. If you guys are here on the YouTube, you guys can see the data here and the orders coming in. So super helpful. You guys don't need it, because I'm pretty much doing all the analysis for you guys. But if you guys want it, you guys can get it yourself. I'm only paying $4 a month, so it's not even that much for this data here, for having access to a lot of this stuff. So yeah, you can see all these orders right here coming in. You can see there's actually a lot of orders here pushing price around. So you can see price is kind of going sideways right now. The cool thing here is like you can catch the breakouts. Like, for example, I wanted to use this for the breakout, but I totally forgot. Thanks, Maddie, for mentioning it to me. But this is kind of cool, because if you see a lot of sell orders right here, you can pretty much anticipate that if price is going down, it's going to just keep dumping farther and farther down. And then vice versa. If you see a lot of buy orders right here, you can anticipate that price is going to keep pushing up higher and higher. So there's a lot of these tools here that a lot of people don't know about. It's kind of considered tape reading, right? If you guys are not familiar with that, people just look. So there's some people who trade directly off this. They don't even look, they don't use charts at all. They just look at these numbers here. And if they see a lot of big numbers, if they see certain numbers, they trade in that specific direction. So it's basically tape reading. This is level 2 depth of market. We have this on MT4 too, but it doesn't work like this. It doesn't show you live orders like we're looking at right now. Madhu's asking, how do we add that data to our account? You add it under your account settings. So if you go to your billing settings, Madhu, there's an option there to add real-time data. I paid for the CME. You can pay for the ICE. ICE is about 110 a month. I'm not paying for that yet. I wanted to see if this was good. If this is good enough, I'll just use this. But if I need to get even better data from ICE, then I'll just pay the higher amount, because it's not that much. It's a drop in the bucket. If you guys think about it, I'm paying like $4 a month. If I can make more wins and having better entries, it's going to make a huge difference with my day trading, obviously. So I mean, $4 is nothing, right? I take one win, I cover that for a whole year. Same with the other ICE data. So I'll keep this up here. This is just used for another confluence. I don't trade off here directly. So you guys can see right here, if I put my finger over it, or my clicker, you guys can see where it's a limit order, right? These numbers here are limit orders. So people who are pretty much just waiting for the orders to get filled, they get filled right there. You can see that they're right next to current price, because this is where market price is currently at. Right now, price is not doing anything at all. It's just going sideways. So you're not really seeing too much movement. This will get a lot more interesting when you see price push above. So when you see price push above, you'll see a lot of orders right here for buy limits, and then vice versa. If you see price push below, you'll see a lot of orders right here for sell limits. So Maddie said a quick scalp just hit. Nice work, Maddie. I didn't take the quick scalp, but it looks like Maddie caught it over here. It's a little risky right now, so I'm not really looking to take any of those at the moment. When price starts to move directional, I'll start looking for some quick scalps, but it is kind of risky, because price is literally just going sideways right now for YM or for US30. All right, so the DOM here is not necessarily like completely useful at the moment, because there's no movement, but when there is movement, you guys will see that it's actually pretty useful. Yeah, no, exactly. Nice. Natasha said she caught it as well. So she took that quick scalp with you, Maddie. So great work, guys. Maddie got his full TP. He said he got caught with some slippage. He was going to chill for a bit. Yeah, smart move. Kenny said this is the first day back from the holiday. Yeah, exactly. So today's going to be a bit risky. You're going to have like some spikes, some random spikes in price. You're going to have some consolidation. People are just waiting for direction to be set here. So we'll see. One way that a lot of people would trade these, trade off the tape right here would to look for consecutive big numbers on one side. So like say, for example, you see this right here where it's like 10, 10, 10, like a bunch of 10 lots, right? Or they'd be considered like, if they're 10 lots, they'd be considered like 1,000 lot. So if you see that pushing down, like right here, so you just saw an 11 lot right there. If you see a lot of these same big lot sizes getting placed on one side, odds are price is probably going to dump in that direction, or it's preparing for a move in that direction. So the tape read here is pretty interesting. There's other platforms where you can have tape read where it's like a little more accurate. But this one's just like the basic version of it. It's kind of like if you guys have played baccarat at the casino, there's strategies to that too. If you guys see like momentum going one direction, typically it'll keep going. But there's no direction here. So until this starts moving, you guys will not be able to see how directional it's going. So what I'm looking for here is basically anomalies. I'm looking for the big, well, I'm not even really looking at it, but I'm just thinking like if we see a big number here, like over 20 lots, that's probably going to be like a market maker or institution pushing price, right? You can see here like the biggest number is probably like 11. I haven't seen anything above 11 yet. Yeah, they're just going back and forth. There's no direction set right now. And go back to the other chart here. Okay, so we have another buy signal that's pending here. We didn't have a buy signal on this previous candle, so we're still looking here on the 10-minute for a buy signal to come up in order for us to take entry. At the moment, still nothing yet. Yeah, exactly. Seth said this would be cool on open. Yeah, so I was planning on using this on open to see the breakout. So I was going to see if there was a lot of buy orders getting filled right here, because if there was, I would have just taken the breakout, right? Because it would have indicated that price was going to continue up. So I totally forgot to look at it. But yeah, for tomorrow, we'll use this. I think this will be a bigger indicator for the breakout. So for example, if we have the breakout marked up here, we'll follow the order flow and we'll just see where orders are coming in. If there's a lot of buys, then, hop into the breakout. If there's a lot of sells, hop into the sell. Because you'll typically see a lot of buy orders just waiting right here or right here, like a whole bunch of like pending orders. The thing that you will see here sometimes is you'll see a lot of these. So randomly, you'll see like a big number right here, right? So price is currently down here, but right up here, you'll see like 100 orders. If you have something like that, that's a market maker or a whale. They're basically having a ton of sell orders. So they're just anticipating the sell-off to happen. And when price reaches that point, it's going to fill their order and it's just going to blast right through. Another thing that could be used for here too is these sessions, right? So whenever price gets near the sessions right here or right here, you can take a look at the orders right here. And then if you see a lot of orders in one direction, it's probably going to bounce off the sessions in that direction, or it's going to break through it. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for right here as well. I saw some big orders here for some buys. I saw like a 14 lot, it filled. 11 lot right there. Maddie's asking, are those showing orders of retail traders or for big banks and institutions? This is the entire market, Maddie. So it's showing everybody who's entering the market. So it doesn't matter whether it's a retail trader or big bank or institution. You'll see the big numbers. If you see like 100 orders placed in here, like 100 contracts, that's like a big bank or an institution, right? Because a retail trader is not going to fill in that many orders. I mean, even these orders here, these 10 lots are still a lot. but it's not enough to move price, right? So you can see right here, price isn't really moving too much. But once you get a big order in there, that's where it's likely to see the big push happen. All right, so price is getting near the sessions right here. This is where it's going to get interesting because you're going to see these orders probably increase because a lot of the algos trade around this area. A lot of these orders getting filled too are just algorithms, right? They're just algos getting filled as price reaches certain price points here. But when you see a lot of people bandwagon onto these moves right here, so you saw a 20 lot, they just put a 20 lot here for a sell. It's getting close to the sessions. They're trying to push price to the sessions right here. So I think this is where price is going to test. Because I'm seeing a lot of sell orders get placed in right here. They're trying to push it to the sessions right here. And then when it gets to this point, it's either going to bounce off it or it's going to blast right through it. So this is gonna, and you can see right there, it is pushing down. And it did exactly what I just told you guys, right? So it blasted right through it. Because I saw the big orders come in right here. I saw 20 orders, 10 orders, 11 orders, all on the sell side, 8 orders. So if I see more buy orders come in right here, then it's probably going to swing back up. But you can see here, a lot of the sells are just dominating right now. I got a 13 order for a buy, 11 order for a sell. Like you could literally see real time where the orders are coming in from. So, oh, see, there was 31 orders right here for a buy. So this right here kind of pushed it a little bit. Yeah, Seth said, so it's possible you might trade sessionaries with this. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. There's not really much, like the orders here aren't huge. We're seeing like maybe 10 order, 30 order, like the highest order I saw here was 31 lots on a buy. So I saw a bunch of people try to save the position here because, you know, I'm sure they want to push price back up to the sessions. I'm looking for the big orders. Like, so I'm looking for like a 30 order or not a 30, maybe like a 50 to 100. Right, anything above 50, that's a big lot size to be putting in because each contract for, well, the mini's not super expensive, but it's, you know, usually if people are putting huge orders like that, that's still equivalent to like thousands of real dollars. So there's still no entries here, guys. So don't worry, we're not missing anything here. We're still waiting for price to push back down. So for this right here, we're looking for the 5 minutes to actually close with the sell signal. Once this closes, we can start looking for sells again. We just need price to push below. So we need a sell signal here to close, drop below. And then once it drops below, we can start looking for some possible entries, but there's just nothing right now. Yeah, Seth said, watch what happens when we have news release or better yet, inflation news. Yeah, exactly. It's a good tool to use. So I used to use this tool before when I used to trade stocks. I didn't really think about using it for US30 because I never paid for the data on here. But now that I'm paying for the data, you might as well use it to your advantage, or I'll use it to our advantage because there just isn't anything for us to take right now. If we had some type of entry, obviously I'd close this and stop it and not let it distract us. But you know, I think it's beneficial. So price still isn't doing too much. I mean, it's still pushing around here. We haven't seen the huge orders come in yet. The biggest order I saw was a 30 order here for a buy, and you can see where it pushed up right here. So someone put in, or, you know, whatever, a market maker institution, or even like a big retail trader, they put in a 30 contract right here, and you can see where price bounced from. Price came down and bounced directly off it. Like this is like as real as it gets with real-time trading, because you're looking at actual order flow. The charts here, like these candles, are basically just explaining what's happening here. So everything that's happening here is first, and then it gets printed onto the chart. So this should always be like the first step, or not the first step, but, you know, a main confluence when looking where price is going. It's not really useful until you get like the big numbers though. So again, right here, we have price right at the sessions. And then we have more orders flowing in right here. So like 13 order right here for a sell. You can see price starting to dump down. 11 orders right there. And, I'm going to stop using the name orders. I'm going to use the name contracts because these are all considered standard lot. So say, for example, you're trading on like Hugo's Way with a one lot. That's like one contract here. All right, so price starting to push down a little bit, which is completely fine. It's going to help with our 5-minute over here. Damn, okay. Thanks, Kevin. Sorry, Kevin. So Kevin said he does the same thing. He uses TD Ameritrade account. He uses level 2 time and sales to see orders. So Kevin here actually does the same thing we're doing right now. He said one contract on YM is 8,250. Damn, that's a lot. So like each number right here. So see how these numbers are coming in? Each like one, so like 5, right? 5 times 8,250. That's how much of an order is coming in. 5 times 8,250. That's basically a 41,250 move. That's a huge push. Not a huge push, but a huge order. Thanks, Kevin. I didn't realize it was that expensive for one contract. So it's pretty solid. See Matty over here, he took a couple trades. So he took the high-low quick scalp earlier. He made 258 off here. Nice work, Matty. And then his second account over here locked in 168. Nice, solid. B money over here as well. He took the buy over here for NASDAQ. Nice. So same direction as our breakout from earlier. He just took it on NASDAQ. So right here on NASDAQ locked in 574. Nice, B. Haven't seen you in a while. Gotta see you posting up over here. All right, so price is pushing back down right here, guys. There's nothing for us to take at the moment. We're looking for this 5-minute to close with the sell signal. Until we get that, we're not really going to have anything to take because we don't really have a direction. Price tried to shift over here to the upside, but not really much has happened. It's kind of just sitting here right now. We don't have a sell signal. We have a sell signal still here on the 10. So this is the 10 minutes fine. We're just looking for the 5-minute here to close, and I want it to drop below the trend over here, the pivots, so that we can start looking for sells. We don't have that yet, but it's on its way back down. So right here, price is still pushing down. It's swinging down a little bit. I'm just looking over here at order flow to see how many orders are coming in. But that's pretty heavy, like what Kevin was mentioning, how each contract is worth 8,250. It's a lot. So this is like the main reason why I don't trade futures, right? So I could trade the direct future, but like, right here, as like Kevin mentioned, it costs 8,250 to take one contract. That's way too much for me to be risking on a personal account. So that's why I don't trade futures specifically. If I had the money for it, possibly, but it's a huge risk when taking these types of entries. That's why a lot of people trade based off this here. So like typically I see a lot of strategies where people are just looking for these numbers here to increase or drop like heavily. And then what they do is they'll take this for like a little, like 1 point. So like for us, we typically go for like 10 points. A lot of people go for like literally 1 point here, because when they're trading futures, sometimes they don't even have a spread. It's just raw. So that split second could be, the difference between a huge profit or huge loss. So there's still nothing for us to take right here. Prices are like right at the sessions at the moment. If you guys have any questions or want me to look anything, go ahead and just put your question in the chat. I don't think there's much for us to take right here because we have a session right here and then we have opening price right here. But until we get some sort of direction, what I'm looking for here realistically is I'm looking for price to push below. So I want it to drop a little lower so that we can start looking for sells. I mean, price can go either direction, but I think ideally I'm looking for price to come below here, retest, and continue down. So if we have this, then great. If not, then it's fine if price pushes above, but we need these over here to align. So we need a 10-minute over here to provide, a buy signal in order for us to take buys. So until we get that, it's going to be a bit of an issue. Here we are again at the sessions. There's not really much movement going on right here. If you measure current price is barely moving like 300 pips. There's not really too much going on here. The order flow here is pretty much even. You're getting the same amount of sells, same amount of buys. So you're not really getting much of a direction here. I'm really just waiting for like a huge, not really huge, but like a bigger lot size to push price, one direction or the other. I'm seeing the average like max of like 20 lots, which realistically is a lot of money. So, if you're thinking about it, like how Kevin over here mentioned, so it's 8,250 per contract. If they're taking like a 20 contract, that's 165,000. That's how much risk they're taking when they're taking that big of a lot size. So we'll see. Thanks, Rashida. Rashida said a sell signal painted here on the 5. There we go. Perfect. So we just need this here to close. If this here closes with the sell signal, then we can start looking for sells. We just need price to drop a little lower. We also need price to get away from the sessions right here. Gotcha. Okay. Thanks, Rashida. So Rashida said on currency.com it closed. So that's good to know. If it does close on here, then it'll just continue down lower. And it looks like it's going to. We just need it to drop a little further. Yeah, Maddie said it might just range between the sessions and open. That's kind of what I'm anticipating too, Maddie. Yeah, Kevin said he trades futures on TD Ameritrade. It takes a 2-lot. You need 8,250 times 2 in real cash account to take the trade. Each tick that moves is a $5 per tick. Oh, gotcha. Okay, Kevin. Yeah, no. So this is what Kevin means. So it costs about 8,250 in margin, right? So that's how much you need in a cash account, basically, unless you're trading off margin, which I never recommend people do unless like you really, really know what you're doing. So yeah, you need about 8,250 per contract times 2. So you need about like 20, 30,000 to trade a future. You're only risking about $5 per tick, but in general, and by tick, he means like each movement, right? By each point, basically, or partial point. If you guys are familiar with TD Ameritrade, that's like my original platform I used to trade on. It's one of the widely used ones. It's good for futures trading. I would not use it for Forex. I used to use it for Forex before. It's not good at all. But for futures and stocks, it's great. Yeah, it's like weird. Whenever I had issues with TD Ameritrade with Forex trades, I had to talk to a whole different trade desk. I would typically talk to the futures broker trade desk, and then they would switch me over to a Forex desk, and they didn't even know what they were talking about most of the time. So yeah, I wouldn't use Forex for that. That's why I don't use them for Forex trades, but for futures, they're good. Yeah, C6 says 100%, it's awful. Yeah, exactly. Kevin said it's calculated differently than pips. Yeah, ticks are different. If you guys are on TradingView, on TD Ameritrade, if you measure, your little measuring tool, it shows ticks, which is kind of like points, but they move a lot different. Like they're not as fast. They're more blocky moves. Yeah, exactly. Kevin said, if it's risky if you don't know what you're doing. Exactly. It's super risky because price can spike. If price spikes and you're on margin, man, you could owe the lender a ton of money. Because they'll let that thing run until they margin call you out. I've had a margin call on Forex on TD Ameritrade. They call you like, hey bro, you okay? I don't know if you guys see if that ever happened to you when you're on TD Ameritrade. If you get margin called, on like Hugo's Way or something, they'll just close your trade out. But on TD Ameritrade, if you get margin called or close to it, they'll call you and make sure that you're okay. Or if they'll like basically try to talk you out of your trade, because you can lose a lot of money trading on borrowed margin. Yeah, Dejan said, imagine that phone call. Yeah, no, the phone calls, and they keep calling you too. Yeah, C6 said it was wacky, but with options, it's different. Yeah, I think with options, they don't really care as much. It's not as, it's not as, I mean, it's kind of difficult. Well, I mean, it's not difficult, but it is, unless you really don't know what you're doing with options, it's kind of difficult to get that low. Unless you just pretty much leverage your entire account. Oh, they just let it stop out? Yeah, that's also on C-Soup. Dejan said you have to answer it with tears in your eyes. And I don't trade options at all. I used to trade options a long time ago, but not anymore. So anyways, guys, we're going off topic here a little bit, but 5 minutes still hasn't posted a sell signal. So I'm looking for this. This is the main thing that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the 5 here to close with the sell signal. You can see that it's pending. It keeps coming up, but it doesn't actually close. We got about 3 minutes left on this candle right here. If this closes, then perfect. We'll start looking for some sells because we're going to have this aligned. We have a sell signal here on the 10, possible sell signal here on the 5. Once we get another sell signal here on the 1, then we can look for a momentum scalp. We just haven't had much volatility today as price continues to, move a little slower. Yeah, Kevin said it's happened to me. I had to deposit more money. Lucky for me, the trade ended up going my way. Yeah, exactly. And he said he just trades cash, no margin. Yeah, that's how I traded too. So if you guys trade on TD Ameritrade or any of these bigger brokers, I never recommend you guys do margin, because it's crazy. Like some people, they've leveraged their homes. Like they basically put a lien on their home so they can trade off margin. And if they lose like 100K or 200K off their margin account, they basically lose their house. So never do margin, guys. Yeah, like what Kevin said, he had to deposit more money. Typically, they'll call you before you get margin call. They'll say, hey, do you want to put more money in your account? You can just transfer money over, and then they'll let you keep going. But if you're on margin, like you can lose whatever you put your lien on. Maddie said, risking your house, they bugging. Yeah, no, you guys have seen the meme before. Let me see, crypto. Losing house meme. So you guys have seen this picture before where it's like, are you winning dead? No, pack your things. I just lost the house. Because people will literally do this. This actually happens. People leverage their house. They trade, assets on margin, and then they leverage their house. And then when they start losing their trade, they already know they lost the house because there's no way they'll make the money back. So I'm sure you guys have seen that meme before. Like that stuff really happens. It's crazy. But in order for you to even get approved for a margin account, like they go through a lot of questioning and stuff before they'll actually give you that margin account. You have to be like a level 4, I think, level 4 trader, or I think level 3 actually. Yeah, Dejan said as soon as the trade closes, you see a foreclosed sign outside your door. Exactly. All right, so there's nothing else going on here, guys. I mean, looking over here at US30, it's still not doing anything. It's going sideways right now. So I drew the range right here earlier, and it hasn't done much. It's still going sideways. So it's basically moved about like 40 points, which is nothing. And it just continues to do nothing as price goes sideways right here. The 5 minute here never closed with the sell signal, so we still can't look for any sells at the moment. Basically just waiting for this to play out, but we just don't have anything yet. If we don't have anything like, within the early part of the session, then I'll probably hang out with you guys a little after 8, just to wait for something to come up, because I think eventually something will come up. The next thing that we'll be looking for here, because we obviously didn't get the sell signal here on the 5, I'll be looking for a buy signal here on the 10. If we get a buy signal over here on the 10, then we can actually continue riding this up higher. So yeah, exactly. Maddie said we need that 10-minute buy. So we didn't get the sell here, which is completely fine. If we get a buy signal here on the 10, that's even better. We'll just keep riding it back up. Because I don't really care too much about taking either direction. Like I'm not fixated on taking a buy or a sell here. I'm looking for actual direction. We have no direction right now set, but once we do, price will continue to push up even higher. Yeah, CT said don't trade margin, just trade the mini YM. Day trade is 500 each contract, equates to $5 a tick. 2K gets you 4 contracts. Yeah, no, and I agree with you too, CT. 100%, I agree with you. You guys should, I don't think anyone should ever trade the direct YM, right? You should just trade the mini, the MYM. Because you're just risking way too much on the YM. And the MYM is the same thing, it's just mirroring the YM. So yeah, never trade margin. And I mean, I don't think I'll ever trade the actual YM, like on a real account. I don't think I'd ever trade YM. It's way too risky. I trade the mini because it's just crazy. Yeah, thanks, Maddie. Maddie said he's going to look for any contract sizes 20 and up. So Maddie's going to look over here at the depth of market, look for any of these big contracts coming in. If he sees any big buys here, then it's indication that price is going to push up higher. Nice. Yeah, Maddie said it just printed 21 and it shot up. So that's key. I need to get a different tool. I know there's other tools here for level 2. Like there's some that actually print out. So for example, when you see the orders come in like this, you can actually see the orders, or like it'll print out. It's not here like disappearing. It'll actually like show you all the numbers here so that you can actually follow when the big orders are coming in. Yeah, exactly. Kevin said there's a micro you can trade for less. Yeah, I think the micro is MYM, which is basically what CT mentioned. It's basically like, a fraction of what normal YM would cost. But of course, I'm using the YM data because the YM data is going to be the most accurate. Even though we're not trading actual YM, it's basically a mirror of like what's being printed on the other assets. All right, so we got news coming up over here at 7:30. There's still no direction set here, but I'm basically what I'm looking for is a buy signal to come up on the 10. If we get a buy signal over here, then we're pretty much cool, and then we're going to look for some buys. But that's basically all we're looking for here. Oh, nice. Yeah, so Alexander over here actually has trade of a. Oh, cool. Yeah, so this is actually pretty nice. So this is what Alexander's screen looks like on his DOM. So for ours, we only see one over here, but on Alexander's, it shows like a lot of pending orders over here. This might be from a different exchange. I think there's CBOT. So I have CME Group, and I think the other one is a little more expensive. This is the one that you probably pay a little more for, but I think it's included with your broker. But it's basically the same thing. It's just this one has like a lot more orders sitting right here. There's some brokers that will give you like a big list. Let me see, CT. Oh yeah, I've seen this on AMP. It's not that bad. So if you're trading the mini over here, you need about like 9,000 in your account just sitting there for maintenance. For day trade, it's 500 per contract. Not that bad. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense right here. I know some people trade the VIX. I don't trade the VIX. It's pretty crazy. The VIX, you need a lot more margin. And NASDAQ as well, you need about 17,000. Yeah, I was going to open an account with AMP before CT when I was going to trade, my personal account. But then FTMO came around and it was just like, no point. Oh gosh, okay, you need 9K. You need 500 just for day trading. Gotcha. Yeah, if you guys use AMP, because AMP was one of the companies I was going to use when I was going to trade my personal account. But yeah, you only need 500 day trade. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. C6 said if you hold past close, is a margin maintenance, which typically you won't do. I don't know any. Well, actually, I take that back. Some people do hold trades after market close, but typically, if you're a day trader, you never hold a trade past that. Like for me, I don't even trade after 8, so it's impossible for me to really hold anything that long, unless you're intraday trading it. Yeah, no, it's solid. I don't know if you know a program, CT, that keeps the tape like printed. So like I've seen before, there's like programs where like when these orders get filled, it gives you like a list, like it's like a paper, like basically like a receipt, and it shows all the orders get placed. I've seen it before. Like there's other I've seen some other day traders who trade just the tape, right here, and they have it all printed out. I need to figure out what program that is just to use to our advantage. I mean, this is useful here, but if it would just print on there and stay, that'd actually be pretty useful. Yeah, when price starts breaking out, Alexander, if you can take a screenshot of yours, I'm curious to see what yours looks like. Because I know this right here, price is ranging, so you have a bunch of orders on both sides. But if you have like price just continues to push up or price continues to push down, I'm like curious to see if like you just see this all red or you see this all green. Pretty sure that's probably what you'd see. And the 10-minute over here is playing. So the 10-minute didn't actually, you guys can see right here, we were waiting for this buy signal to come up. Price came up. I was hoping for it to close. It never actually came up, even pending. And now it just came right back down. There's not too much going on today. You can see here on the one, nothing's really going on. Price is literally just going sideways. The range got bigger, but it's still going sideways. So it's up about like 600 pips, 60 points. And now it's coming right back down. So realistically, if you look at current price, it's just in a big range right here. So right now, there's no overall direction. As you guys can see, the 10-minute is going back and forth. The 5-minute here is actually closing with the sell signal. So if this closes with the sell signal, then we might be okay for a sell. We just got to make sure it actually closes. We have about 1 minute and 50 seconds left on here. Looking at the order flow right here. It's pretty much going back and forth. I don't know if you saw anything different, Maddie, but I mean, for the most part, it looks like it's pretty much still going back and forth. Our main focus right now is going to be this 5-minute. If this closes here with the sell signal, then great. We'll start looking for some sells. Alexander sent me a video. Nice. Thanks, Alexander, for this. So you guys can see right here on Alexander's depth of market on his Tradeovate, it's starting to push like, you can see the volatility starting to pick up a lot higher. There's a lot of orders here getting filled. It's a pretty cool tool. I might open an account with Tradeovate just to use this tool or something similar. Thanks. It's interesting. Yeah, because I think for Tradeovate, you just have to make a deposit of like 2,500 and then you can use all their tools. I might even check Thinkorswim as well, because that was like one of the most accurate for me when I was trading back then. So the pending signal over here just disappeared. I'm hoping it closes. I want it to actually close. We got about 20 seconds left on here. I'm hoping it drops down lower. The problem with this here is it's bouncing off the opening price. So looking over here on the 1 minute, price is trying to get through, but then it keeps bouncing off the opening price. We got about 10 seconds left on this 5-minute candle here. If this closes with the sell signal, then perfect. We're good to go, but it does not look like it's having much luck. And it didn't close, unfortunately. So right here, you can see it was almost closed with a sell signal, but looking over here on the 1 minute, the main issue here was that it couldn't get past the opening price. price is bouncing around it, but it couldn't actually close. So we don't have that sell signal yet. There it goes. Price starts to dump. I'm curious to see the depth of the market. Yeah, Maddie said he saw a 20 contract for a sell. That's pretty much what caused the drop right here. So you guys can see here, like you can see exactly like what's causing price to move, right? So a lot of people don't they don't understand why the candles move like that. It's because all these orders are coming in. Maddie over here identified that like a 21 order just came in for a sell, and that's like what causes like spike right here. So everything on the candle that happens here, it happens first on here. So if you have a depth of market or you have something here where you can see the order flow, this is where the initial movement happens. If you can see these orders get filled right here, that's what's pushing these candles around. You can see here now it's starting to push up. It's probably a lot of buy orders getting filled in right here. So they're not huge orders, but there are a lot of orders that are more than the sells here. So I just saw here there was like a 10 order, 5 order, 6 order, 8 out order, and there's only like 1 order over here on the sell. So yeah, you know, I'll probably look online. I'll probably look on YouTube because I know there's a lot of people who trade the tape. That's basically what it's called. It's called trading order flow, trading the tape. And this is where order blocks come from, right? So a lot of people don't understand, like it's crazy. A lot of people use the term order blocks, but don't understand what they actually are. Order blocks are like blocks of order that come in through here on the tape. It's similar to like supply and demand. Like a lot of people don't realize what supply and demand like entails, right? It's typically like when you see a big order that gets filled in, then that's considered like demand, right? And then from there, that's like the order block that's on the bottom. Kind of similar to like how we take these orders here. So for example, if we were to take like a buy order right here, right? And we have the momentum down here, you know, this would be considered like demand or like order block. This is where the orders actually came in. So like, for example, here, there's probably like 10 or 20 orders that got filled. It pushed price slightly, and then people just chase that move with all the further orders that came in with it. You know, similar to like what happened right here, this would be considered like the order block or supply, right? So like, for example, right here, this is where all the orders came in for a sell. Maddie identified this earlier. So Maddie was looking at the order flow over here, and he saw that about like a 20 order came in, a 30 order, and then from there, price started to dump. So everything initially came in from here, and that's what's considered the order block, because it's a block of orders. But it happens too fast, yeah, like what Maddie said. So you literally have to, you can't trade directly off this. You have to use it in conjunction with whatever you're using for your strategy. We still don't have the sell signal here on the 5. It's pending, but yeah, we'll see what's next. Oh, gotcha, Alexander. So Alexander said it's only like 1,000 to open an account with AMP or TraderBait, actually. Good to know. Thanks, Alexander. Yeah, I wouldn't mind just depositing some money into a broker like that to have their data. Maddie said it printed right before the drop, like a split second before it ended up fast. Yeah. So what you could do, or like what Maddie identified here, is like when you see a big order like that, you can take a quick scalp. It's just, you can't take those types of entries here for like FTMO because the trades are too fast. I mean, technically you could, if you're going for a quick 100 pips, but you literally got to have like hotkeys or something opened up. All right, we have news coming up right now in 1 minute, guys. So I'm kind of curious to see the orders over here. So Maddie, we got news coming up right here in about 15 seconds. It's like medium impact news. Curious to see what kind of orders come in over here. We need the sell signal here to close though. So that's going to be the key, the main key thing that we're looking for. Even if it's invalid, it should be fine. All right, so we got news off this candle right here. We'll see if there's any actual movement. I saw a 12 order come in for a buy, 10 order for a sell. They're pretty even. Not really too much movement. So here's the good thing. The good thing is that we did get the sell signal here, right? So now we're looking for sells. We have the sell signal on the 5. We have the sell signal here on the 10. We're now looking for sells here on the 1 minute. In order for us to get that entry, we need price to actually be away from these red flags. So we need price to be away from opening price, and we need price to be away from the sessions down here. So away from this and away from this. That's key. Once we have price away from these points, and we can start looking for possible sells. Yeah, exactly. CT said, remember, resting orders can be pulled at any time. Many times they will, kind of a trick, fake you out if you will. Yeah, exactly. So what CT just mentioned right here is this is something that you need to be careful about. So you guys can see here how these numbers come up. Sometimes you'll see like a market maker or institution put like 50 lot up here, right? You'll see a 50 lot sitting right here. And what happens is they're trying to trick you. So the market makers and institutions, they'll put a big like lot size right there, right? Like a 50 contract. And what happens is when price gets close to that point, a lot of people try to sell, right? They're called, there's a specific name for them. They're like non-intentional orders or something, non-intentional contract, NIC. What happens is they place a big contract size right there. And what happens, a lot of people, they try to enter sells when they see price getting close to that point. But what happens is the market maker will screw with you. They'll cancel the order and they'll put the opposite, and they'll just shoot price up even higher and stop you out. So this here, you got to use this tool with like a grain of salt. You can't use it directly by itself, because if you do, you'll probably get screwed, because there's a lot of tricks that, like, you know how they manipulate on charts here? They also manipulate on order flow. It's the same thing. They may manipulate everywhere. But yeah, thanks for bringing that up. CT, because I did talk to Maddie about that. Maddie was like mind blown when I told him about that. But yeah, you're going to get manipulated either way, guys. It's just, you got to figure out when to avoid trades. So if I was to see something like that, I would probably just avoid the trade, because I know that the market makers are watching that price point, and you're probably gonna get burnt if you end up playing around that point. So yeah, CT said check Telegram. You can barely see it, CT, but yeah, no, I see what you're looking. This is exactly what I was looking for, actually. The little footprint right here. So there's some charts right here, like what CT just sent in, and it shows you all of the orders that get placed in here, and then you get like some fake outs that are just waiting. But yeah, no, thanks for this screenshot right here, CT. Do you know what program is this? There's probably an order flow indicator, but I know there's a specific program that people use for this. Oh, thanks. So yeah, this is what Maria is just referring to. So this is what I was looking for, guys, this order flow here, right? Basically the tape. You see something like this, you see the big orders, price drops, pushes up, drops below here. And then this is kind of what I'm looking for. Yeah, institutional order flow. So when people talk about institutional trading, this is institutional trading, right? You don't see institutional trading on the charts. Whenever I see people talk about institutional trading on, oh wait, there's an entry right here. But it's right at the sessions. Yeah. There's an entry right here, but it's too close to the session, so we can't take it. Or actually, we probably could. No, it's too close. Yeah, I think this will be too close. It's too close to the sessions right here, so I don't really want to risk it. Yeah, so unfortunately, no entry here, guys. It would have been an okay entry, but it's like literally at the session, so. And it's touching opening price now, so it's a complete red flag. But yeah, this is basically what you, gosh, okay, CT. Yeah, CT said Ninja Trader or Sierra charting. I was thinking about Ninja Trader. And I've heard of Sierra too. I'm gonna look online and see what kind of options are there. I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna use it as a specific strategy. It's just gonna be used as confirmation for like certain trades that we take. Anyways, I'm looking for a sell entry right here. We need a sell signal. Reason why I'm looking for a sell is because we have an overall sell bias over here right now, right? We have a sell trend over here for the 10-minute sell momentum. Same with the 5-minute sell momentum, sell trend. And then here on the 1-minute, same thing. We just need that sell signal, but price is now having trouble getting past the opening price right here. Price just keeps coming back and retesting this opening price. And in order for us to get an entry, we need the sell drop below here. I think ideally we want price to be even lower. So we need price to be down here, retrace and continuation. This is kind of what we need, or for the most part, what we need. But we don't really have it yet. So as you guys can see, price hasn't really done anything this, I mean, basically the entire day. So market opened right here at 6:30, price pushed up, came back and retraced back to opening price. Now that it's at opening price right here, there's like literally nothing going on. Price is now ranging between this area right here, which is pretty much useless for us, fortunately. Yeah, price is literally just ranging around opening price right here. There we go. Price pushes back up. So let me see where price is currently at. So what I'm hoping for here is that we don't get a buy signal. If we get a buy signal here, it's going to reset the whole process because we need to have that sell signal in order to take sells. I'm hoping price just comes up, rejects off the pivots right here, and then bounces right back down. All right, that's what I'm looking for here. Yeah, there's just nothing for us to take at the moment. Main focus is going to be on this 5-minute though. If the 5-minute provides a buy signal, we're not going to have any entries to take, but we need this to push below. We have no direction today. That's the main problem for our trades. If there was some sort of direction, we can take trades in whatever direction price was going. But at the moment, there's just nothing for us to take. Price is also again in a red flag area. We need price to basically push away from here. We need price push away from this session, this news price, this opening price, and this news session right here. So either price to be up here for buys or price to be down here for sells. It's basically what we're looking for. Nice. And Tasha said risky quick scalp, but she took it. Nice. So looks like you locked in some more profit off that, Natasha. Yeah, CC said this is why he trades supply and demand areas. Yeah, no, exactly. A lot of orders from those points. All right, so there's nothing, like literally nothing going on. Price isn't even moving right now. It's just staying there flat. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm still looking for trades here. But we don't have anything set yet. If we don't have anything here by 8, I'll probably hang out with you guys for a little longer past 8, see if we can find something. Typically, if there's no movement from like 6:30 to 8, it'll move a little bit from like after that time, just enough for us to take, maybe one entry or so. But the market today is just pretty much trash. There's nothing really going on. Just a reminder, today is like the first day back from the holiday week. So, I wasn't expecting anything less. I was expecting a big movement on the open, which we did. We had this big push right here on open. But then after that, price just came back down and now it's like literally doing nothing. Price pushed up about 1,400 pips and then now it pulled back and it's literally doing nothing at this time. So just keep in mind, this is NFP week, I believe. Is it? I think so. Yes, it is NFP. So we have NFP this week. Typically during NFP, the first couple of days are usually kind of slow. It picks up around Wednesday when the news starts to get released. So we don't have any news today, any worthwhile news. Tomorrow we have CB consumer confidence, it's high impact. But Wednesday is when the big news comes in. So on Wednesday, pre-market, we have ADP non-farm employment change, prelim GDP, goods trade, Chicago PMI, JOLTS job openings. This is going to indicate how many jobs are open right now currently for this month. I'm expecting there to be quite a bit because we are on the holidays. So I'm expecting this to be positive. You know, there's a lot of seasonal hiring. Pending home sales, I'm expecting this to be negative. Fed member Cook going to speak on tomorrow as well, and then we have Powell speaking. So as you guys can see, we might have we know that we have a pretty slow Monday. Tuesday is probably going to pick up a little bit, probably still going to be a little bit slow, but Wednesday is going to be the big day. So Wednesday we have a lot of the news coming out: JOLTS job openings, pending home sales, ADP non-farm employment change, and then we have Powell speaking as well at 10:30. On Thursday over here we have core PCE, unemployment claims, personal income, personal spending, etc. ISM, manufacturing PMI. So we have a lot of news Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, of course, the big day for us here, NFP pre-market. So, I mean, don't worry if you guys don't have anything for today because it is NFP and this is normal for NFP. It's usually slow Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday picks up, Thursday picks up even more. Friday, crazy movement. Yeah, I mean, this order flow here is not even going to be useful for us. I was going to try to use this today. We should have used it earlier. So tomorrow I'll use it for the breakout to identify, what direction price is going. So for example, if we get a buy entry here and then we get a bunch of buy orders coming in, then, it's probably going to be a solid breakout. But right now it's just not too useful because there's nothing for us to take since price is literally doing nothing. You can see these candles here are literally not moving at all. There's dead candles. Looking over here, we're still looking for sells though. So we do have a sell here on the 10. We have a sell here on the 5. We have a sell here on the 1 that's currently pending, which would possibly be the entry. However, not one that we could take because, obvious reason over here, it's not really moving in any direction at all. We need price to be down here so that we can get out of this range. So if I was to get a sell signal here, I probably wouldn't take it, because there's just going to be too many red flags. Like for example, here we have a sell signal. Even if it closes, I'm not going to take it because price would have to get through opening price over here for it to hit my TP. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. We got the sell signal right there, but it's pretty much useless for us at the moment. I'm only looking for sells here. 10-minute is bearish, 5-minute is, it's considered neutral right now. We have a sell momentum, but price isn't going anywhere. It's going sideways. You can see the trend meter down here is blue. It's right in between the pivots. It's not a good area. Nice. Tasha said she's calling it a day. So she said she was too scared to take that one Maddie took. She locked in a total profit of 777 for the day. So nice work, Tasha. Yeah, Natasha, on point with your scalps today. All right, price is starting to drop down a bit more. So this is starting to look a little better. You can see it's getting close to 8, which is completely fine. I'll hang out with you guys a little longer. I typically don't trade after 8, but what I've noticed over the past couple of months is if we don't get an entry between 6:30 and 8, typically an entry might come up after 8. So I'll hang out with you guys for a bit. I need price to push away though from this area. So I actually want this to slump down a little bit. I want it to slump down, retrace, and continue. If we can get something like this, when price does retrace, we can take an entry off this point here and then ride that down to our TP. Something like that, right? That's basically all I'm looking for. We don't have it yet, but when we do get it, I'll be ready to take that trade. So we do have direction right here coming down. Key thing to look out for here for me personally is if price breaks and closes past this low, it's going to be a high-low scalp. Not a strategy that I'm currently looking at, but this is a strategy that we do have. It's called high-low scalp, not a quick scalp, but a high-low scalp. Price breaking, closing past the high-low. If it closes below here, I'm expecting price to drop lower and probably come down to the sessions right there, but it needs to actually break and close below it. Question from Madu's asking, would the 743 candle be an SR scalp? I know we wouldn't take it because of the red flags though. Yeah. So let me check. Yes, you are right, Madu. I mean, there's a lot of entries right here. There's actually one right here. Yeah, you're right. This is the same one you were just talking about at 743. There's one right here, the one that you're referring to, and there's one right next to it too. So this one right here would have been another one right next to it. They both would have hit. This one would have hit full TP, and this one would have hit full TP too. So yeah, no, it's solid. If you guys are from, I mean, there's a lot of strategies that you guys can apply. I'm not really looking at those right now. There's too many red flags here anyways to begin with, but you know, all the strategies still work perfectly fine. It's just I'm focused on mainly the three ones that we're applying. So the main strategies that I'm applying during these live sessions, guys, if you guys are brand new here, there's only 3 strategies that I apply. I'm trying to keep it simple and straight to the point. So high-low momentum pivot scalp, basically, I'm looking for these sell signals to be below the pivots. I'm looking for rejection of supply and demand, which I identified right here. So this right here would have been another entry, but there was too many red flags. So identify momentum signal. There's a sell signal right there. Draw a zone at the high-low before momentum. There's a high right here. This is the zone that I drew. Confirm momentum rejecting off the zone. This momentum here is pushing away from it. You'd confirm you're trading the direction of the trend. So pivots are angling down, trend meters red. You'd enter right here, and that'd be a full TP, right? I would have taken it, but there's too many red flags here. These are areas that we avoid whenever price is near these horizontal lines right here. This blue price is opening price. This pink candle right here is news price, and this purple line right here is the session, the Asia low. So although this would have been a good entry, we couldn't take it because of the red flags. You know, it's just about being conservative with our entries here. This is one of the strategies. The second strategy that we're applying here would be the momentum scalp. So for our live sessions, we're only applying 2 strategies, the momentum scalp and the high-low momentum pivot scalp. So the difference with this here is we're looking at these different time frames. We're looking at time frame 10, time frame 5, and time frame 1. On the 10, we just want to make sure that price is bearish. So right here, obviously it's bearish. Price is below the pivots, trend meter is red. Same with the 5. I'm going to make sure that the momentum is also red. So we have a sell momentum trending down. This satisfies time frame 10. Time frame 5, same thing. Sell signal, trend meter is red. Below the pivots, sell entry right there. Now on the 1 minute, this is where we make our entry. We're looking for basically, so confirm trading the direction of the overall trend. We confirm that on the 10 and 5, confirm the 1 minute momentum, which is a sell signal, which would have been right here. And again, right here, this would have been another entry for this strategy. So, you know, I'm just sticking to like these 2 strategies here, guys. There's other strategies that you guys can apply, but I'm not necessarily looking at them because I want to make sure that you guys are focused on just these 2 here. If you guys can focus on these 2 strategies, you guys can make a lot of money trading. It's just all about consistency and discipline. You know, Madu's been here for a while, so he identified the SR rejection. That's another strategy. I will make a video for that, but I'm not going to be teaching it specifically because we're focusing on just these 2 strategies here. And then also the SR strategy over here as well on the 4-hour for Forex. But for the most part, we're just looking at these 2 for scalping. This one and this right here. Just these 2, because these 2 work in pretty much all market conditions. So it doesn't matter if the market is moving quickly, moving slowly, this will still provide you solid entries for you guys to take. So if you guys can stick to these strategies here, I think you guys will be perfectly fine in the long run. Let's see. David said, "Gotta go, Sean. Really appreciate how you teach us to stick to your rules and not just money hungry. And the analysis and everything you see is very helpful. Headed out." Definitely, David. So we'll see you here tomorrow. Yeah, I think I have a mentoring session with David tomorrow. Let me check real quick. Or it might be a different David, but I do have a mentoring session tomorrow. So if you guys want to sit in on the mentoring session today, I'm going to drill down on these strategies again. So I'll go over the requirements and examples for the high level momentum pivot scalp. I'll go over the momentum scalp. And also for Forex over here, we're going to go over the SR zone strategy. So basically these two scalp strategies, and then this here for the SR zone. So moving forward, these are going to be the main strategies I'll be applying. This is the only strategy I apply for Forex anyway. So this is all you guys need. And then for scalping, this is all you need as well. Natasha's asking if I can send the strategies. Yeah, sure. So I'm going to go ahead and just post this in the group right now. All right, Natasha, I posted in the group right there. Yeah, no problem. All right, so this pretty much played out like we anticipated. I mentioned if price was going to break and close below here, it's going to come down and test the sessions, which it did. It's still dropping down further. Looking over here at our analysis, we still have the bearish bias, right? So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for the retracement. The setup that I've been waiting for pretty much all day today is starting to set up. We have price drop below here. We just need price to retrace up and continue down. So basically what I'm looking for right here is for price to push up, continue down. And once it continues down, I'm going to look for entry somewhere around this area here. So just a matter of time. So I guess at that point, I know it's getting close to 8, but I'll hang out with you guys here for a bit, see if we can find something. Looking over here at NASDAQ, let's see if there was any other entries that came up here. There's actually, so there was one more entry here that came up. I didn't take the trade here. We have a sell momentum here on the 10, sell momentum on the 5. Looking at the pivot scalp strategy, or sorry, not the pivot scalp, the momentum scalp strategy over here for NASDAQ. This sell entry right here would have fit the criteria. So I personally don't trade NASDAQ, so I can't really say. I mean, it looks like it literally hit TP right after. So we had the sell entry right there. Everything's for a sell here. I don't trade NASDAQ, so I can't really say what the TP stop loss should be for NASDAQ. But if you guys did take this trade, it looks like it went straight to TP right after. I know some of you guys here do trade NASDAQ. I personally don't trade it because I don't understand the lot sizes for NASDAQ. I don't want to mix it between my US30 because I did this last time and I actually blew all my MFF accounts because my copier was on a different lot size and it didn't copy over properly. Same with S&P over here. There's another entry right here as well. Same thing. All right, price is starting to dump. There he goes, it drops below. Gotcha. Okay, Sam. Yeah, so NASDAQ was actually opening too. You know, so I should probably mark that up on all of them here so we just have an idea. Gotcha. Yeah, it was at opening right here. Thanks, Sam. Same with S&P. I believe those are on opening too, right? Yeah, so there weren't really many entries that we could have taken because it was right at that area there. All right, so price did drop below here. Did you look at the thing, Maddie, at the depth of market to see if any big orders came in? I wasn't looking at it, so I couldn't tell. Yeah, I wasn't looking at it. Nice, yeah, let's see. So Dejan over here posted his progress so far. So let's see. Dejan said, all my trades on my 14-day trial, 2 days left. He's very happy with how disciplined he's been with sticking to his daily goals and not forcing anything. So this is really key, guys. So Dejan's been part of the group for a while and you guys have seen him trade. A lot of people have a lot of emotional trades, right? The thing with Dejan this time is he didn't have any emotion. He just took the trades as it came by. He pretty much was trading and sticking to his game plan. So this is just a trial. It's not the actual challenge. The good thing about this here is that he was halfway to his profit target. So with this set right here, Dejan, if you were taking this on your actual account, you would have gotten an extension, right? So the key thing here is the consistency, right? This is his consistency. So for like today, this was his profit. He made 2,765, but he had no losses. So the thing is, if you can do this every single day, you know, when you start doing your challenges on, you're on the right track, like how you just mentioned right here. So the key thing here with Dejan is that he had the consistency to keep like locking in profits every day, and to sticking to his game plan. So just keep that in mind, guys. You know, long-term, you always have to keep your long-term goal in mind. There's no need for you to pass your challenge within 2 days, right? I feel like so many people try to pass their challenge within a couple of days. And then once they get funded, they blow their account. So just, yeah, Maddie said his eyes hurt trying to stare at it. Yeah, no, it's a cool tool, but it's not really all that necessary, guys. Like the order flow tool here is cool, but it's not really necessary because you guys still see it print here on the chart anyways. So yeah, while it's a cool tool, it's not something that you necessarily need. All right, so with price below here, we need a retracement. We have a pretty strong sell indication over here. It's a strong sell on the 10, strong sell on the 5, strong sell on the 1. We just need price to trace up a little bit, or a lot of it actually. I need this to trace up slightly and then come back down. Once we get that, we hop into the sell right there and then right into our TP. All right, so I need a buy signal to come up. Once we get that there, we can hop into a possible sell. All right, Natasha, it's right here. So if you want to grab it, you can for the momentum and high-low momentum pivot scalp. Starting this week, guys, I'm going to start recording and producing the new videos for the new course revamp. I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. You know, I have the breakdown over here of how the new course is going to be. You're going to have access to all the old videos, but this is what it's basically going to be based off. I added a couple more things here. Let me see if I could find it. Yeah, I added a couple more things over here. Just a little bit more detailed. Yeah, I think that's about it for the most part. Yeah, so if you guys want a little sneak peek at the course revamp, this is what I'm going to be covering. I'm going to like re-record pretty much every video for the new course revamp, and this is pretty much going to give you everything that you need to know how to trade how I do, basically from 0 to 100. You know, like if you have no trading experience, you can literally just come through this course and you'll learn everything, all the indicators, the main strategies we apply, you know, things just to get you to that point where you need to be a successful trader consistently. So yeah, Maddie said today's market's trash. It is. There's been no entries today. We had this big push earlier. I kind of wish I hopped in for like maybe even a partial push here, but it's okay because, you know, if this lost, I would have been so mad at myself. So I'm all right that I didn't enter that breakout, which would have hit my TP. You know, it's better to be safe than sorry, honestly. It's just kind of frustrating because you come back from the weekend wanting to take a trade and there's nothing for you to take. We have a buy signal coming up here. The only problem with this right here now that I'm looking at is the fact that price is like really just consolidating. So you don't really want to take entries over here when price is consolidating like this because there's no clear direction, right? Price can easily go either way. So even if we do get a sell signal here, I don't know if I'll take it because there's no direction. Price is like literally just going sideways right here. And if you look at the sideways movement, you measure it, Price is only moving like 20 points, which is like literally nothing. So, I mean, we'll see where price goes right here. We have this retracement as price pushes back up. This is actually good. I want this to push up a little higher so that when it comes back down, we actually have opportunity to hop in. Let me check the sentiment real quick. Sentiment is currently 75% short. Fundamentals are currently down 244 points. Yeah, crypto firm BlockFi. Crypto firm BlockFi files for bankruptcy as FTX fallout spreads. Jeez, that's crazy. Man, I wonder how much is Bitcoin now? Bitcoin's probably falling through the cracks. Oops. I don't care about the futures. I'm looking for what the heck? Yep, Bitcoin is going down. I don't know how long it'll drop for. I mean, people are buying. I mean, it's not going that down, but look at this big dump right here from early November till now. Pretty intense. All right, so we're looking for a sell signal right here, guys. Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with the crypto market. I don't think it's not gonna disappear, obviously, but a lot of these companies are getting burnt because of what happened with FTX. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so we're looking for a sell signal right here, guys. If we get the sell signal, we can take this for a sell. Looking over here, we have sell momentum for the 10, sell momentum for the 5. Everything's in a downtrend, so we just need a sell signal here to come up for an entry. All right, so we'll see if we get that sell signal. If not, it's gonna sit tight. Yeah. Maddie said his old shop owner had 3 Bitcoin when it was almost at 70K. Now he's down bad. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, people who hopped into like Bitcoin and like cryptocurrencies like when it was at its high are just getting like super burnt. Yeah, that's funny, Maddie. He probably deserved it, honestly. All right, so we're looking for the sell signal right here. If we get the sell signal, we can take this for momentum scalp entry, also a high-low momentum pivot scalp entry. But when you guys see the sell signal, you got to wait for it to actually close, okay? So don't enter too early, wait for it to actually close, and then once it closes, then take the entry. 5 seconds left on here, see if it closes. So we didn't get it on that one. We might get it on this one right here. We got to wait for this to actually close. So just keep that in mind, guys. Don't get too jumpy right now. Wait for this candle to actually close. It needs to close with the sell signal. If it doesn't have the sell signal, there's no entry. So don't jump in too early. Wait for it to actually close, because if you jump in too early, you might get burnt. All right, you got about 30 seconds left on this candle here. 5 minutes looking good, 10 minutes looking good, 1 minute's looking all right. Looking for that sell signal. Maddie said he had the quick sell from 8 o'clock, retraced, and it came back down. Yeah, no, looks solid. So again, guys, just gotta wait for this to close. So you can see right here, man, if this closes invalid, I'm gonna be annoyed because we can't take it if it's invalid. It has to be a valid signal. All right, so we didn't get it on that candle. We got to wait for the next one. I'm not really liking how the candles are moving now. It was moving smoother earlier. So if it closed up here, perfect. That would have been solid. If it closed right here, even better. But these candles here are not they're not closing solidly. Alexander is asking session. I don't have a session here on this chart data, Alexander. The pricing is different on different brokers. So the session should be about the same, but it should be, I mean, it's going to be different from broker to broker. So I'm going off this broker right here. You might have a session if you're looking on a different broker like currency.com, but I'm going to be going off of this one specifically because I'm using this data now. So there might be a session there on that specific broker, but we don't have it on here. So I'm not going to be taking it into consideration. Is it the Asia low, Alexander? Yeah, the broker data is going to be different. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so the Asia low is actually up here on this specific broker. So we are taking this into consideration, but it is a little different. So I'm going to be going based off this one because I'm trading off this one specifically. And this one is actually the best data that you can get because I actually paid for this data. I think you can get this data too because you have AMP, Alexander. So you can probably get this data. You just need to log into your AMP account on TradingView, and then you'll have like the real-time data for futures. All right, so we have another pending sell signal here, but the signal has to actually close. It's not going to close. So I'm not really liking the way that the market's moving right now, guys. It's moving really blocky. And we've had like a couple opportunities here that didn't actually close. We had one up here, we had one down here, and then we had another one right here, but then it pulled right back up. We have one more opportunity right here, but I don't know if this will actually close. So we got to actually wait for it to close. If it doesn't close anytime soon, then I'm probably going to wrap it up for the day. You know, I don't want to risk it, especially if the market starts to consolidate in range. So we'll see this one right here. If this one closes, possibly take it, but we got to wait for it to actually close. We got about 30 seconds left on this candle. We just don't want to trade when price is consolidating, right? And it's starting to consolidate now. The other red flag here, or not really red flag, but the other thing here is that we don't have the high level momentum pivot scalp anymore, right? If the entry closed over here or over here, it would fit the criteria. But since we don't have that, we don't actually have you know, a confirmation of both strategies. It's just a momentum scalp, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's not necessarily good either. So it makes it a risky trade. All right, so I don't like these candles at all. If you guys saw this candle right here, it's a doji. I don't like doji candles because these are reversal patterns. Price is dropping right here. This doji might hint that, you know, price might be spiking back up or something like that. So C-Suk's asking, is there sessions right there? No, there isn't. So I think you're referring to like what Alexander was mentioning. If you're on currency.com, there's probably a session right there, but the session is actually up here for this broker. The Asia low, that's probably the same one you see, right, C-Suk? If you're on currency.com, you probably see an Asia low right down here, but it's actually up here for this broker because the pricing is a little different. Yeah, I know it's just a little off. All right, so possible entry right here if this ends up closing, but again, it did not close. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna get, okay, one more entry, one more opportunity right here. If this here doesn't close, I'm just gonna wrap it up, guys. There's no point in us risking this. The market isn't really moving too much. I mean, it's moving randomly, and then it just pulls right back up into the range here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. It doesn't look like this is going to close, so I don't think we're going to have any entries for today, unfortunately. Just a reminder, we're having our mentoring session today at 2 p.m. So if you guys have any questions or any detailed questions, you can wait for that session. Otherwise, if you want me to answer anything right now, feel free to put them in the chat. Yeah, I don't really see anything for us to take right now. The market's not really giving us anything. No sell signals yet have come up. Unfortunately, like all the criteria finally met here for a sell. We have a sell on the 10, sell on the 5, sell on the 1. But unfortunately, we don't have any sell signal that's coming up right here. Price is just ranging between this area, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also not a great thing either, because there's no direction for us to be taking trades. So it's just ranging. Price broke into here, retracement, came back down, and then from there, I mean, nothing else really. Let's see. Yeah, Rashida said on currency.com it would have hit the sell signal close. Yeah, unfortunately, we weren't on there today, but it's all good. I think this data is still better. I'm looking over here at currency.com. Looks like it was an invalid though, Rashida. So we would need this to actually be valid for the momentum scalp or the high level momentum pivot scalp. Actually, no, you're right. No, you are right. For the high level momentum scalp, we don't need we don't really need it, but I personally would still like it to be valid. Yeah. So you are right on here, Rashida. I was looking at the momentum scalp. So like, for example, here, Rashida did identify this properly on this here, and this did come down and hit its TP. I personally don't like taking when it's invalid because it's just, and especially because price here was ranging. Like, for example, if I saw this over here, I probably would have skipped it because price is just ranging around this area, and it was invalid, but it did hit. So Rashida did identify this properly. Sell signal right there was in the direction, rejecting off the structure right here, and then it went straight to TP. So no, you're right, Rashida. So nice work on identifying that. Unfortunately, we weren't on this time frame, which not necessarily a bad thing. It's just I was hoping we get it on here. So, all right, guys, I think that's going to be it for today. It's 8:11, so it's way past 8. I typically don't like trading past 8. Usually, if I'm trading from like 6:30 to 8 and the market's kind of not really doing anything, it usually starts to do something past 8. But as you can see right here, it's been 8 for like the past 12 minutes and still nothing going on. So I think this would be a bit of a risky time to be taking any trades. So I would just sit it out, guys. Just remember today's Monday. We have a whole week ahead of us. So we have opportunities to take trades tomorrow. We have opportunities to take trades the day after that up until Friday, which is NFP. Let me just check the Forex trades over here real quick. I'm going to see if there's anything for us to take right now or anytime soon. I'll go over this strategy as well during the mentoring session today. So if you guys have any questions, if you don't want to ask them now, feel free to ask them during the mentoring session where I can go in detail. All right, solid. So what I'm going to do during the mentoring session is I'll open up the chat so you guys can actually ask questions, right? I know some of you guys don't like typing, so I totally understand that. So what I'll do is I'll go over a couple of things and then I'll open up the chat so that you guys can actually ask questions. Or if you guys want to type too, it doesn't make a difference to me. I'll answer whatever questions you guys have. Just looking through Forex real quick, see if there's anything that we can take here. It doesn't look like there's anything to take right now, which again, it isn't like a big deal because as I mentioned, it's still Monday. So we literally have a whole week ahead of us to look for some entries. One thing that I do want to cover is going to be identifying these zones here, because I know these zones are kind of difficult to identify, especially when they overlap like this. Yeah, not really many entries here at all. Yeah, Maddie's going to take a look at NJ. I'll take a look at that right now, Maddie. So the candle is too big though. Yeah, there's not really many entries for us to take right now. Your NZD, nothing there. Buy signals, you're basically looking for price to push above. GA. GC, GJ. GJ is actually a good one, but there's no entries for us to take right now. GN. It looks like the market in general is kind of slow. There isn't much for us to take here. But this is pretty much the only strategy I'm going to be applying for Forex. So Make sure you guys are acquainted. Yeah, this is the one that you looked at earlier, right, Maddie? The NJ you're talking about. Yeah, this looks like it could be a decent move for a sell. Let me just, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go and see this on the other time frames. Yeah, I think it's still kind of iffy here though, Maddie, because the daily is still bullish. The 8 hour is starting to shift to the downside. It's still bullish though overall, for where it's currently at. 4 hours looking okay, but it just doesn't align. So I'm gonna hold off on NZD-JPY, NZD-USD. Nothing here yet. USD-CAD, nothing here yet. USD-CHF, nothing here. So it's all right, it's still Monday. As the week progresses, we'll see if we can find something later today, tonight, or tomorrow. UJ over here. Still no entry. All right, so I think that's about it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put in the chat. Otherwise, I think that's about it for today. And just a reminder, we're having our mentoring session later today at 2 o'clock. So in a couple hours, I'll be back here on the live. Still no sell entry here for US30, nothing for the NASDAQ. None of the assets here are providing any entry. There's nothing here for S&P, nothing here for NASDAQ. You're still looking for a sell here on NASDAQ as well. There hasn't been a sell signal since right here. So for the past 34 minutes, no entry. US30 over here. Still no sell signal. If we get one right here, I'll take it, but we need it to actually close. All right, so I'll wait one more time right here and see if this here closes. So this is the last candle. If this closes with the sell signal, I'll take it. If it doesn't, then wrap it up for the day. Got about 40 seconds left. Volatility super low. $30 left on this candle here. Got about 10 seconds. Does not look like we're getting a sell signal. Yep, nothing there. All right, guys. So I think that's it for now. If you guys have any more profits, let's see. Kevin said this was a strong area of support on the 1 hour previously. Gotcha. That's good to know too. So Kevin over here identified this as a strong area of support. So maybe that's a sign, or maybe just, okay, let me wait for one more candle. We have one more right here. But yeah, I also got a request here to, nice. He said, I am meta. So we had a request here to probably push the mentoring session a little later, like about 2 hours. So I'm gonna post up a poll if you guys are okay with that. And then if you guys are okay with that, we'll just have the session like a little later today, because I know some of you guys can't make it exactly at 2. Trying to figure out what the button is here. Okay, poll. When to so today at 2 p.m. Pacific, or today at 4 p.m. Pacific. So if you guys can vote, that'd be great. We had a couple people ask if we can hold it a little later today because the people have work, so they want to come in. They want us to have it a little later. So if you guys are okay with 4, if you guys can vote for it, I'm fine with 4, so I'll vote at 4. That'll be cool. We just want to make sure that everyone can attend these sessions. All right, we have one more opportunity here. If we don't get this here, then I'm really done for the day, guys. 10 seconds left. You gotta wait for it to actually close though, so doesn't close, no entry. I kind of got, it's kind of late. See if I can get into this. It's going to set like a pending order. Let it move around a little bit. So I'm letting it move around a little bit right here. I was trying to set a pending order, but it's too close. Volatility pretty much died down a bit. Again, the market is super slow today for some reason. I mean, it's slow because we're coming back from the holiday, but let's see if it filled for me. All right, so it did fill for me. I'm gonna follow right here. If it hits my TP over here, I gotta pull out on my trading view. So I'm following directly off of trading view here. I mean, if it hits TP on here, I'm gonna pull out on my MC4 because of the blocky moves. So let's see, prices dropping below. Right there, full TP. There we go. All right, man. So I've been waiting all day for this entry. Finally hit my TP, locking 1,000 off that. Let's see, 1,070. Whew. I don't know if anyone took it with me. Did you guys take it? I was waiting for it to come down. I finally put my nice Alexander, got it. See, so this is what I was mentioning before. If there's no entry from like 6:30 to 8, typically there'll be at least one entry after 8. So looks like a lot of you guys here caught it. Basically, everyone caught it. The thing that I like about this entry here is that it lined up with two strategies. It lined up for the pivot scalp. It also lined up for the momentum scalp. So when you have something like that, this entry is almost for sure going to hit. And that's why I was like ready to take it as soon as it came up. So looks like Maddie got it. Alexander got it. Madhu got it. All right, Maddie, we'll see you later today. Let me see if I could. And since this was a pretty solid trade, I'm going to screenshot all my accounts today. I haven't done that in a while, but I'm going to screenshot all of them today because this was a pretty solid move. Crap, what did I do? Whoops. There's scalp plus and some. Man, what a day, right? We waited all day for that trade. And it hit. All right, so let me see. I'm going to screenshot my accounts. I haven't done this in a while. I usually only screenshot my FTMO, but I feel like today was worth it because we waited literally, what do we wait, like 2 hours for this trade? It was well worth the wait though. So solid move right there. If you guys want to post up your profits, feel free. I'm going to go and post up mine as well. Man, I made a pretty good amount across all my accounts. So I know you guys haven't seen my MFF and TFF for a while, but you guys will see the return right here. See, MFF was pretty much all the same, which is cool. No slippage there. I mean, there was slippage, but it worked in my favor. All right, MFF looking good. TFF as well. TFF gave me some good slippage. Give me 1,300. All right, so let me post this up in the group real quick. So there's my main account. I logged in 1,070. My FTMO copier logged in 1,220. MFF logged in 1,120. Second one, same thing. Third one, same thing. And my TFF, 1,300. So pretty solid. Whoops, I was trying to screenshot my, there we go. All right, so here are all my accounts right here. I'll post this up as well. So here's my main account. I locked in 1,070. You can see the green strip, let it hit TP. My FTMO copier locked in 1,220. Here's my MFF locked in 1,120. Second MFF 1,120. Third MFF 1,120, and then my TFF locked in 1,300. I haven't done this in a while because I typically don't care about the profits, but today I think it was well deserved because we waited literally all day for it. And then here's a screenshot of all my accounts. So my main account 1,070, second FTMO 1,220, MFF right here all the same. 1,120, 1,120, 1,120, and then my TFF, of course, the fees. So it was technically 1,300, but with the fees and commission is 1,265, which is, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, if you add all this stuff up, we literally just chilled for like 2 hours, hung out, pretty much talked about BS all day until this entry came up. And then, yeah, I mean, I pretty much got paid to hang out with you guys, right? So a good thing we had like all that stuff to talk about downtime. This is how much profit I made off that one trade, off all my accounts. So as you guys can see, you know, if you guys have the consistency to like be patient and just wait for this, you just need like 1 or 2 entries, guys. A lot of people complain about there not being enough entries. Well, I'm taking 1 entry and I'm making this much while you're taking like, you're looking for entries that are not there and then losing money, right? So if you guys can just be consistent and just be really patient and look for these entries here, like this literally had like almost no drawdown. If you just waited for it, let it hit TP, it would have been good. And then you'd have, you know, you'd probably have maybe one of these accounts, which is fine. If you just made 1,000 for the day, that's pretty solid. But yeah, it's just all about consistency and waiting for these entries to come to you rather than you forcing them. So great profit across all my accounts for that scalp on the live session. Yeah, so if you guys have profit to post up, you know, feel free to post them up. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up. A couple more profits over here to look at. So I'm going to look at Maddie's, and I think Madhu posted some profits too. And, you know, this is what your account should look like. Once you guys are positive and you guys trust in yourself in the trading, you guys can start to stack accounts up. Because literally, I'm just taking trades off one account and then it's copying everything else. So, you know, I'm basically trading risk-free. So let me just share this in the other groups real quick. Let's see if there's any more here. I think Maddie posted his profit. So Maddie over here, he took some couple scalps along the way. Total profit of 214 for the day. Not bad, Maddie. And then his other account, 151. It's all good. Looks like he got caught in one trade over there, but it happened. So the good thing is that you close out in profit, Maddie. That's the key thing. Nelly over here, nice work, Nelly. He let that hit full TP, total profit of about 1,000 for the day. So nice work. And Nelly's Madhu. So if you guys are wondering, his username over here is Nelly, and in the chat he's Madhu. So Madhu either caught that. And I think that's about it, guys. If you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. In other case, I'll be back in a few hours for the live session so that we can go over the strategies, review it, go over any other in detail questions you guys have. But for the most part, I think we're good. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys in a couple hours for the mentoring session today. So have a great